Hello fellow plant enthusiasts. So in this video I'm going to be planting a few of these Peperomia Peppermill leaf cuttings so that I can have new plantlets. Now all these leaf cuttings came from a Peperomia Peppermill that I had propagated in the past. I took it to work and it looked happy. It was growing these nice rich colored leaves. And then I don't know if I overwatered or what happened. It started wilting. So I rescued all these leaves so that I can at least get more plantlets out of it. So as you can see, I have so many new plantlets and it's just a big tangle. So I only have 6 2x2 square pots. So I'm only going to be planting 6 of these for the time being. And this one, you see the leaf wasn't long enough to fit in there as the water dwindled. This one's dead, I can toss that away. But this is a major tangle, isn't it? Oh, here's another leaf I can use. So you want to be very gentle, especially with these roots that are water propagated. But as you just play around slowly, they separate, and hopefully without damaging the new plantlets. Typically when you have 3 or 4, you can say or justify sticking it in there without risk of killing the plant, but the problem with water propagation is the roots are very fragile, and when you transfer them to soil, it ends up killing the plant because the soil will compact and kill the roots off. So this soil here is relatively dry and loose. I didn't pack it down, and in doing so, I can hopefully have the roots survive. But once I separate these, I'm going to figure out which ones I'll be planting in here. So, I just broke this leaf off. I can propagate that. And this stem has a new plantlet, so it's still going to be fine, even though I broke the leaf. And that might be a good way to get more than one plant out of each leaf, you know? So these have been separated. I just have a few more. Wow. Oh, I'm almost done. Okay. So naturally, this one that I accidentally, cut the leaf, I'll go ahead and plant. But if you notice, you have the roots associated with the plantlet at the tip, and roots growing halfway up. So I don't know if I would have eventually had a second plant growing from the same stem. If you've experienced that before and had any, please leave a comment for me. But I have one root that's going between the 2 leaves, so I'm going to try to delicately, I'm going to just lift it up and over. Oops, it's probably easier just using my hands. Okay, there we go. So using this curved tongs, I'm going to basically take it this way. And using the other one, I'm going to create a channel and just gently toss this in there, trying to keep the plant as centered as I can. And then I'll just spread loose soil over it. And once I have these planted, I'll show you guys a close-up. And this one has a lot of new leaves growing, so I'm going to go ahead and take this one and create a space and gently set the roots in there. Okay, I'm going to do this, hopefully without killing the roots. So if you must, you can grab the roots gently and force them in there. Well, not really force, you're just coaxing them in there. Okay. do this one. This one looks like it's going to be pretty easy to stick. And if you put the tongs on the roots, you're cradling them and protecting them as you shove this in the soil. Then you hold the leaf stem and loosen that, and now it's planted in there ever so lightly. Now 2 more. I think I'll go with this one. And I'm doing the same, taking the roots ever so gently. Well, that's not gentle, is it? And just pressing them in between there and coaxing this in. One root I think might be damaged. See, they don't want to stay in too easily, do they? Where is the plant? There it is. I don't really want to bury the plant, so that's why that's happening. Well, I guess I have to on this one. Okay. Let's see, one more. Some of these don't have enough leaves, but you know, I have a few more that I'll be propagating and planting later on. Well, planting, you know, from these propagatings. Sometimes I could just cut the leaves to keep them in place, and the new plant, you know, will be able to photosynthesize, but I'm going to keep these this way for now. This spent water, I'll just put fresh water. So now I can just take water, pour in the edge, and what I'm going to do is water from in between and let it slowly soak up into the soil, and this way I'm not watering from above and compacting the roots. And this is a good way to help keep the roots alive. But over here I have a little bit of dirt that I'm going to put over because I have some exposed roots. Eventually the new plant should protrude out. I could do a little bit of misting from above to spread it, but let me show you the close-up now. Looking at these close-up, you have the plantlet coming out. This leaf is turned, but because of the way the plant's growing out, I'm going to keep it that way. I'm not going to water from above and damage these delicate plantlets. Instead, I'm going to water from underneath. And for the first watering, it's okay if you oversaturate this, even though peperomias don't like sitting in water because these are water roots, so they're used to it. As they develop new roots, however, watering them excessively will kill them. So now I've done this, and you can see these pots floating, but as the soil soaks up the water, it's going to be moist and still airy because I didn't really pad down too much on them. And this way these roots can continue to grow and harden and be more adapt for soil, and the plantlets can grow. I hope you found this video informative and got some new tips and ideas when transplanting water-propagated peperomia leaves. Thanks for watching and happy planting!